Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to make a dum phukht biryani, also known as a Lucknowi or Awadhi biryani with lamb. Before we start, as always, have a beer. So we're going to make this dish into several parts. The first part is going to be to make the lamb, to marinate the lamb. And let me show you the masalas we need to do that. So I have taken 2 kgs of spring shoulder lamb. You will need some yogurt, ginger garlic paste, chili powder, haldi powder, garam masala, nutmeg, elaichi powder, salt, dry mint, blended fried onions, coriander and biryani masala and some oil. Now let's add all these ingredients together. Let's start putting the ingredients in. So first things, get the ginger garlic paste. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 teaspoons in. Get the onions you have blended. Coriander, the garam masala powder, the nutmeg, the haldi powder, the red chili powder, biryani masala, want some dry mint, salt, oil, and finally yogurt. Oh, and of course, squeeze of lime. The lamb is now mixed properly and you can leave it in the fridge for about 4 hours. In the meantime, let's start sorting out the rice.
Soak the rice for 30 minutes.
The rice is the same quantity as the meat. So I have taken 2 kg of rice, washed it 3 times and putting it soaking in the water. Try and use good quality basmati rice. When you cook the rice, you will need the following things: bay leaves, peppercorns, star anise, cinnamon, 2 big elaichi, cloves, elaichi and mace. Let us now look at the preparation for the lamb biryani to make the base. You will need finely chopped onions, some chopped chilies. In the oil you will need to put jeera, cinnamon, star anise and a big elaichi. Don't forget your biryani masala, coriander, ghee. Time to get the rice cooking. Have a beer. Put a hot pot of water on and I'll show you what to do with it as we go along. So in a big pot of water, when it gets boiling, add in all your spices that we'd arranged and plenty of salt. Once it's ready, put the rice in. Remember, you want it to taste like a seawater. The main ingredient of this dish is the rice and it needs to taste fantastic. Once you put the rice in, let it cook. You want it to cook till it's about 70% done. Don't overcook it. There's a turn to khichdi. If it turn to khichdi, it's not biryani, no good. Make sure around about 70. If you're not confident, do it a little bit less. It's okay because we'll cook it again later on. The rice is in. Close the lid, leave it alone, and keep checking pot on it. In the meantime, have a beer. Cheers. So the rice is done very beautifully. Let's start draining. The rice is ready. Let's now move on to the next part, cooking the lamb. To cook the lamb, take a pot, a pressure cooker, put some ghee, get it ready. We put all our whole spices, got it ready, and then we'll take out the marinated lamb and cook. But before you do all that, take another beer. Ghee is hot. Let's add in the whole spices. Let them bubble for a little while. Whack the onions in and let them cook until they are golden brown. Nothing else to do. Have another beer. Onions are cooking perfectly. Now let's add in the green chilies. Onions and chilies are almost done. Add in the coriander. At this point, we are going to add in a teaspoon of the biryani powder we made earlier, a half a teaspoon or even a quarter teaspoon of haldi to give it a bit of color, and we will start adding the lamb. The lamb is now ready to go into the pot. All the lamb is in. Now let's give it a good stir and we move on to the next. The lamb has sealed itself very well, only in a couple of minutes. So let's get the water in and seal the pot. The water is in. Give it a good stir and seal the pot. The pot is now sealed. Now let it cook on the high heat for about 20 minutes, 3 whistles anyway. 3 whistles to 20 minutes. Then we'll put it down to medium and leave it again for another 15-20 minutes. And while you're waiting, the usual, have a beer. While the whistle is going off, why don't we start looking at the next step, which is the garnishing for the biryani, the final stage. For this you will need some ghee, some fried onions, coriander, mint, rose water, kerwa water, milk with infused saffron and water with an infused saffron. And you need a very important thing, dough. Shout at the wife to tell her to get the dough ready. Isha! The cooker has done 3 whistles, so now let's bring it down to medium heat and leave it for 15 minutes. Come on, chop and eat the load for the biryani. Going to get in trouble later on, might have another beer. And the dough is now ready. The 20 minutes are over, the pressing is finished. Let's open it up. Perfect. Now let this heat up a little bit so we can burn some of the water off. Then we are going to take some of the sauce off. So I've taken out around about a bowl of soup. This is what we are going to convert into our biryani sauce. Now we take the biryani off the heat, turn it off, put it aside, let it cool, and let's start working on the layering. Take another pot big enough to fit all of this, fill it with a bit of ghee underneath, and we will start layering the rice. So take the rice made before and start layering at the bottom. Layer is done. On this, you want to put some dhania, some onions, pinch of mint, and the milk you made earlier. Just be generous. You want some on the top layer as well, so don't use too much here. A dash of kerwa and a dash of rose. Now we take the lamb that should be cool enough and start layering it on top. Make sure it is evenly spread out and then we start doing the top layer. So the top layer is done. Now let's do the same as before. Garnish it, but this time a little bit more. Get your dhania in. Get your onions in. Your kerwa water, your milk, everything. Top layer is now ready. We are now going to seal this with the dough we got the wife to make. Forgot one thing. Don't forget to add a little bit of ghee on the top. Take the dough the wife made and make it into ropes. Place these ropes onto the edge of the pot. Make sure they do not fall in. Now take the lid and tightly seal the pot. The pot is now being sealed all the way around so no air can get in. Now we're going to place this on a low flame for another half an hour to cook and finalize the biryani. The pot is on. Now let's leave it alone for half an hour to 45 minutes. Now on the side pot, if you remember we had that sauce left over, put it in a pan, put it on to warm, whack in some lemon juice and a dash of maybe salt if it needs it, and we're ready to go as a biryani sauce. The biryani is coming along very nicely. Another 10-15 minutes and we're ready to take it off. The biryani is now ready. Let us open it up. Take a knife and open the seal and see what it looks like. And it looks brilliant. So let's give it a quick turn. There we go. Turn it over and serve. The biryani is complete. Time for a whiskey and enjoy the meal in a while. Thank you and I'll see you again soon.